This episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you completely ad-free, thanks to our friends at Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. Enjoy.
We can't, your connection settings are incorrect. Why didn't it just say you're not connected to the internet? You know what I mean? Does it have to be that?
It has to be that way, yes.
Okay. It's going to be one of those. We're going to get into a fight tonight.
Okay.
I'm scrapping for a fight. You're being nice. I'm ready to fight.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Jack and Joe went up the hill, both with $1.25. Joe came down with $2.50.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This week we talk about feelings. Give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren.
I am Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 302. Hi, everybody.
We're excited that you're here.
We are.
We have all kinds of stuff to talk about. So a major event in my life, the Kia is dead.
Dead.
Deceased.
You're going to save so much money on oil.
I will.
Those Kias, they drink the oil.
I have 3 unopened quarts of oil in the back seat ready to go. I thought it was going to make it another 6 months, but it's not going to.
Like another 6 weeks.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that. I also am going to ask Darren a question. I'm going to lay this on him. I'm going to give him a moment to think about it.
Okay.
Because I have my answer.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a sequel to a movie that's so bad it makes you question whether you really liked the original?
Yes. And you
can't mention Keanu Reeves.
I immediately know the answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah. And are you talking about like a sequel to where the
original... you really like the first one, and then you see the sequel and you're like, no, did I like the first one? Oh.
Yes, I instantly know what my answer is going to be. And I'm going to talk about some famous TikTok trends that I don't understand why they are so popular. Yeah. How's it going?
I'm happy and sad with the Kia situation.
Okay.
So I want to jump right into that if I can.
Yes.
So I had a miniature trip I had to take with the old Kia, a 3-hour drive out and a 3-hour drive back. And
that's 6 hours combined.
Yes. It had all of its normal things. It would disconnect from my phone. The air conditioning, you had to turn it off and back on every few miles to keep it going. The weird brakey thing it does when I brake, even though I have new brakes on it, it grinds.
Oh, did you have to like roll it down a hill to get it to start?
No.
Oh, okay, because that's fun.
It doesn't know how to do that. That requires it doing 2 things at once.
Have you ever done that? Did you ever have a stick shift?
I did. I had a stick shift. I had a Buick I had to do that with.
That was like a rite of passage. If you have a stick shift car, you've got to roll it down a hill, pop the clutch, and start it that way.
Well, see,
and I was so thrilled the time I did it, but I'm getting off track.
My Buick would not start, and I was literally on a hill. I think I was in Cincinnati because one of my friends went to UC.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of hills by UC.
There are a lot of hills.
And my car
It's almost like San Francisco.
And I think that was the first place I ever tried it because somebody told me you could do that. And I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you can.
So you learned how to do that before you learned to blow your nose?
Yes. No. Wait a second. I did. Yeah. I learned how to do that before I learned how to blow my nose. I never learned.
That's a callback to a previous episode.
Thank you for reopening an old wound because I want to make a correction. I never learned how to blow my own nose. I taught myself how to. I discovered it. Right. Everybody else is going around with clear nasal passages all their lives. I'm sitting over there, and they're just letting me suffer in silence. So here's what I do to pay it forward.
Okay.
If I see somebody struggling with something, that. I'm like, surely they know XYZ.
Right.
I don't assume they know XYZ. I think that could be another Mike.
It's totally
possible.
possible.
And I go up to him and I say, if you quit picking at it, it won't bleed.
That's
or
right.
things like that.
I never thought about
give
that.
them, options and opportunities to learn.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Kia made it on a trip. And if you guys want to know the entire Kia saga, we got 300 episodes you can go through. And randomly, I will bitch about it.
Mentioned in a majority of the episodes.
Go to our website and type in Kia in the search, and I guarantee all the episodes where I bitch about the new things happening. So it made it on a trip. I came back. I was at work. I went to lunch. Usually I eat lunch at work. I'm trying to be healthier.
Right.
But on this particular Friday, I'd had enough. I wanted to get out of the office for a bit. I went to the Chick-fil-A. I got one of the salads.
I had a Chick-fil-A salad yesterday.
Yeah.
The Cobb salad.
Right.
With avocado ranch.
I don't get the avocado ranch. I get the light Italian because I'm I'm like that. But as I was sitting in the car and watching the YouTubes and eating my salad, blissfully unaware of what was happening, I smelt a weird acrid scent.
Acrid, you say? Acrid.
It was a little pleasing. And then I was like, lunch was over, so I started driving back to work. You know, how you look down at the speedometer to see your speed?
Yes. You know, that's the best thing about the speedometer.
And I looked down. As I was driving, my speed said 0. And then I noticed my gas was completely empty. Like needle was buried over to empty. I noticed that the entire instrument panel was not working in my car.
That's bad.
So I cut across 2 lanes of traffic because I thought this thing, who knows what's going to happen at this point? Is it going to explode? I mean, this is a Kia we're talking about.
That's true. Gonna get sued.
I pulled off to the side. Yeah, this is all my personal experiences. Your experiences may vary. Your mileage may vary. I looked up. I knew clearly I'd blown a fuse.
You blew
a fuse. There's 2 fuse panels on the Kia. Not to get out of the weeds here, I checked as many fuses as I felt comfortable checking.
I don't know how to check a fuse.
I was trading them out like crazy. Nothing was helping. So I decided, well, it's drivable. So I drove back to work. I called our friends at CarX.
Oh, yes.
They know my number when it pops up. They answered the phone.
Hi,
hey, Mike. Literally. And I said, I got a new problem with the Kia. And he just
you're like Norm when you walked into Cheers.
Yeah, it used to be a fun thing to be like, hey Mike, what's going on with the Kia? Now it's kind of gotten melancholy. It's like, what's it doing to you now, bud?
Yeah,
it's literally what he said.
They just feel sorry for you.
I'm like, it's something with the electrical. I don't know what happened. I can't see my instruments. I think it's a fuse. Bring it on in. Leave it with us. We'll take a look at it over the weekend.
We'll squeeze it in. Yep.
Brought it in. For all of you concerned about my safety, I used the GPS on my phone. You can see how fast you're going using that. So that was my speedometer because I had no other instruments.
I never thought about that.
And I've just decided, like tomorrow morning, I'm going to fill up with gas. I don't know how much gas I have, so I'll just top off the tank.
Just top it off.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah, I dropped it off, and then I just knew that it was the end of the line for the Kia. I mean, it's been ending for a while. Let's be honest.
It has.
So I went ahead and started looking for a new car online.
Okay.
Found one. The first time in my life I've ever found a car completely online. Called the dealership, put down the deposit, and got a date at which I can pick it up all in the span of a day.
Oh, okay.
All over the phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I've been watching a YouTuber. I recommend him, Tommy McCullough.
Okay.
He's got an awesome channel because that's what he does. He negotiates car deals. And I didn't know how much of the stuff you could just do all online. So I'm not saying I did a masterful car deal because I didn't.
Right.
But I did, say all the things that you say so that you can do it online and just not have to worry about it.
So did you knock it down lower than the price that they were originally asking?
Mm-hmm.
So you got
I got some money off.
And I'll tell you what, they installed that True Code at the factory. So you can't get that.
I did off. The dealer options. There were a couple, and I said, if it's not built yet, I don't want those on there. One of them was the edge guard. And then I started to think maybe I need the edge guard. And I noticed we have the edge guards on Bess's Highlander because it was already
edge guard.
I'll show you when we go out there.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of cars in the parking lots don't have it. And mine's not going to have it. It's literally just like a little piece of metal that's painted like the rest of your car. It's like a little lip on the edge, and it's there in case you hit your edge of your car on something.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I already told the kids if they mess up Daddy's car, they're disowned.
Yeah, that's right.
So the car is actually in Chicago. Okay. We don't live in Chicago.
No, we don't.
So I've got to work out how to get it, and I can't get it till April 10th. So from now until then, I have to drive the Kia in this weird state.
Yes.
I do want to say a few words for the Kia. I feel it's worth it. The Kia came to me at a time when I needed a cheap car.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
There was a period of time, a very brief period of time, when it was the best car that we had.
You need a car really bad? Well, we've got a really bad car.
It was the first month that I had it. It was really nice. And then just weird things started happening.
For a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
For weird things. The electrical system would just randomly disconnect.
Hey, what happened?
The rear door handle, that's a story on this podcast where Bess just ripped it off with her inhuman strength. The Kia's problems. The Kia never really had major engine problems.
Yeah.
It just had stupid problems, like its current problem. The instruments don't work. Like, I didn't even think that was a possible thing to happen with the car. I thought that would be like right up there with the last thing to go would be the ability to see how fast you're going. But apparently in this story, it's not. So a new car is on the way. I'm excited.
Well, that happened with my son, Jacob, with his Mitsubishi. He was, I drove it one night. I was taking it for something, and I was trying to do something, trying to turn on the stereo or something, and none of the controls on the touch panel. Yeah. And then I came home and I'm like, Jacob, I can't get any of the touch panel. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. I said, how long has that not worked? And he said, a couple of weeks. And I said, okay. You really need to tell me as soon as something stops working on it.
Because you probably still have warranty.
It was past warranty by about 3 months.
Okay.
So even if he had told me if he had called me right then and there, it was past warranty. Because I called the dealer and they're like, yeah, did you get an extended warranty? No, we don't have an extended warranty. And he says, okay. I'm like, so you're saying you can't fix it? Oh, we can fix it. It's just not under warranty. So it was going to be like $3,000 or $4,000, and you know, unlike you, Jacob could still see how fast he was going. Yeah. So we're like, well, let's play it by ear for a little bit. And about 2 months during our play by ear stage, we got a letter from Kia from Mitsubishi saying that there was a recall notice because of that. So had we said, well, crap, and then went and paid to fix it, we would have been out like, I think $3,000 or $4,000. Instead, we waited. So normally I always say, guys, don't procrastinate. Don't put things off. This time it paid off for us. But Mitsubishi did good, and they, brought the car in, they fixed it. Lickety split.
I will say, I do. This has kind of put me into another story, but I want to tell this story.
Well, there's something I want to say about your new car.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah.
So Mike doesn't text me and Mike doesn't call me. So on the rundown, I sent Mike the new episode and he didn't respond. And then I sent Mike a text saying the new episode is in the thing. There's a stacked bonus clip. It's in the thing. Let me know, whatever. He doesn't say anything. No. And then I sent him a funny TikTok link thing. Yeah. He didn't respond. I'm almost at church and I thought, I sent Mike an inappropriate text. Hold me close and never let me go. Send. Boy, he replied to that. Anyway, so later on that day, I'm in Kroger. I'm doing my grocery shopping, and I get the phone rings, and it's Mike. And I thought, well, we got a problem. Yeah. I thought because I'm hoping that there's
the feds have kicked down the door and taken the podcast away from us.
I'm hoping that there's not anything wrong. He tells me, boy, do I got a story for tomorrow. He told me that the car died and that he's got to go to Chicago to get it. I heard this whole thing. And by the way, I deserve an Academy Award for acting so surprised at hearing this story a second time. Here's my favorite part about the story. This new car that he's going to get in Chicago is black. His last car was black. The car before that was black. And he was talking to his mom, and she says, you just can't get anything besides a black car. And what did I say? Well, Mike, once you go black, you don't go back. And as soon as I said that, I turned around and there is a Kroger employee, this 5 foot tall girl who looks like she's 17 years old, and she looks at me like, excuse me? And I said, how you doing?
Yeah.
And I just go. Kept walking.
Okay, you just reminded me. There's a major part of the story that I left out. So I brought the car to CarX that we use. Yeah. And they told me they just can't do anything with it. Well, they can, but it's going to be a huge, ungodly sum of money. And at what point do you just not take Old Yeller behind the barn and finish the job and go on with your life?
The cost of a bullet,
And so he said, I tell you what, you just pick it up whenever you want. We'll leave the key on the floorboard.
Right.
Like, okay.
Right.
So Bess and I, we left it. That was Saturday. We didn't pick it up Sunday. Monday night was like, we should probably go get my car. Not because I wanted my car back, but because I was afraid they were going to tow it and then charge me for towing or something like that.
Right.
Like he's abandoned his car.
Right.
And I went, and now kids, I've had my cars broken into before. I know the telltale signs of what a car looks like that has been rifled through, right? Now, I'm not going to fool anybody by saying that I kept my Kia nice. I did not. I treated it like it deserved to be trashed. That's terrible. I treated it poorly.
Okay.
We called it the Bromobile. Anytime me and Andrew were going to work out or whatever, sweaty, nothing, it doesn't care.
We're just in the
It's
Kia.
just the kids spill a Frosty multiple times.
Whatever.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Don't waste paper towels. The seat will soak it up. That's been the Kia. Even in that state, there were receipts and everything thrown up onto the dashboard and in the window. Like someone had gotten into the car. When I opened the door, they had not hidden the key under the floor mat.
Right.
It was laying right. The first thing I saw when I opened the door was the shiny key fob laying right there. And I looked. And I noticed that it clearly had been gone through. I looked in the console. It was a little lighter, but because everything was thrown out. And then I sat in that car and I laughed until I cried. They wouldn't even steal the car.
It's not worth
They wouldn't even steal it. All they had to do was put the key in the ignition and drive away. And there's a very good chance we would have never looked for it. At all.
Right.
I've gone back through it. The only thing of value in there is a blue tie that I forgot that I even had in the glove compartment. And the only reason I know it's in there is because they went through the glove compartment. The tie was laying on top now. Apparently it was laying at some other place.
Yeah. That's just terrible.
They didn't even want the car.
You know, when I used to, back when I had a car, I don't own a car now, but when I would go to CarX to drop my car off for an oil change or a repair or something like that, one time I left a Motorhead CD right next to an Air Supply CD, side by side on the front seat, hoping that somebody would say, boy, you got a diverse taste in music, don't you? They didn't say anything, but I'm betting you whoever drove that car into the garage went home and told his wife about it. Yeah.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, just like going to the tractor pull without all the mud, yelling, and, of course, tractors.
The other night, Mike, Cameron wanted to watch a scary movie.
Okay.
He wanted to watch a horror movie.
Oh.
And he was wanting to watch, there's a new one out where...
Freddy Krueger.
No, a woman, she's about to get married, but before she can get married, the husband says, yeah, but my family, they want to play a game first. And they
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
No, that was actually a very good movie. And not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I can't
Windex.
Ready or Not. I think it's called Ready or Not.
Okay, all right.
And it's like a hide and seek game.
I don't know anything about it.
And everyone's trying to kill one another.
Oh.
And we watched the trailer, and I was just like, told everybody a couple weeks ago we watched Becky, which was very gory, and I wasn't in the mood for that again.
Yeah.
So Cameron's like, well, I mean, I'd like to watch a scary movie, but it's okay. You guys don't want to watch one. Let's watch something else. I'm going through, and I find Misery.
I'm your number one fan.
Oh, with Kathy Bates.
Bates and James Caan. And I said, Cameron,
yeah,
I've got a scary movie for you. He's like, okay. And he looked at it, and he was initially, you could tell he's like, because it doesn't look like it would be that scary.
No.
Oh my God. This was like watching The Fugitive with him. He was on the edge of his seat.
That might be a good one to watch.
Just absolutely enthralled with this and everything she said, everything she did.
Dirty birdie.
You dirty birdie.
This isn't what happened last week. Have you all got amnesia? They just cheated us. This isn't fair. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car.
And Libby and I are just dying laughing because we forgot a lot of her great, great lines.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that movie holds up.
I know that, Mr. Man. They also call them cereals. I'm not stupid, you know.
Does it? Okay.
Yes. Yes, it is still just as good as it was in the 90s when it came out.
Now, see, I read the book, and I'll tell you,
right,
both the book and the movie are good.
Okay.
I'm not going to be one of those jerks that's like, the book was better.
What was different about the book than in the movie?
There was what did she use to hobble him in the book or in the movie?
Put the big 2x4.
Was it a hammer or an axe?
A sledgehammer.
Okay, I think she used an axe in the in the book, like the back end of an axe.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
I read it in like high school or college.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
But I mean, it's like I knew that was coming, and I'm sitting there curled up in the fetal position, covering my eyes.
Now,
and Cameron's like, Mom, what's wrong with Dad? And she goes, you'll find out.
I will. So, Stephen King wrote The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I will say, I know you're not inclined to read, the books. You'll just, watch the movie, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you may enjoy reading Misery because a huge amount of misery is taking place in his head as he's trying to think of ways to escape and things that he can do.
Okay.
So it's like going on. I mean, if you have
it's like watching the bonus content.
Yeah. It's like, so you see in the movie, he has to like act out, well, should I do this or that? But he's thinking of everything. I got to the point where when I was most of the way through the book, I remember thinking, oh, Stephen King spent a lot of time thinking about this. There are stories of him that he's told. Gerald's Game. You've read Gerald's Game.
I did read. I've read the Gerald's Game and The Stand. Those are the two Stephen King books I've read.
Gerald's Game. The wife gets handcuffed to the bed, and then the husband dies. Spoiler. And she can't get away.
Right.
And he had his wife handcuff him and left him there so he could try to figure a way out. So he tried a lot of the stuff that's in the book and eventually came up with the idea, major spoiler, she cuts her wrist and uses the blood as a lubricant.
Right.
He didn't cut it. I mean, he suffers for his art, but not that far. I think he had her put like butter or something and he was able to get out. But I thought that was interesting. But it made me wonder how much of the misery he had to put his family through. Honey, come in here and hit my ankle with an axe. I want to see how much it hurts. Great.
Do you remember when Stephen King was on Letterman and he holds up the book I wrote in the green room while waiting to guest tonight? Anyway, we absolutely loved Misery, and I go back and watch that again. And Kathy Bates, her performance was
she nailed that character.
Absolutely perfect.
She nailed that character as well as Morgan Freeman nailed the character of Red from Shawshank. Awesome.
Well, and so many people rave about how great she was in the movie, and she was great. Yeah. James Caan was perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect in that movie. My three favorite James Caan movies are The Godfather, Misery, and Elf.
Yeah.
I love him in all three of those movies, three completely different characters, although Cameron noticed that he works in the book industry in two of those three movies.
That's true.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Uncle Chappie's is the perfect remedy for dry, chapped lips, and it's available without a prescription. Apply Uncle Chappie's one time in the morning, and your lips will be smooth all day. It's cheap and comes in 5 great flavors: grape, coconut, lemon, sea salt caramel, and root beer. Buy a stick of Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm today. And if you're not happy, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Uncle Chappie's Smoothing Miracle Lip Balm, the lip balm of the future. Now back to you guys in the studio.
So one movie that I'd watched before by myself, because I didn't think anybody would want to watch it, is called Nobody with Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk. Better Call Saul.
I loved that movie.
I've heard. I haven't seen it. I've heard.
I thought it was amazing. And it ends on a note that tells you there's going to be more, or there could potentially be more. They leave it open-ended.
Nobody will return.
And then Nobody 2 was announced.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, eventually I'll watch that. Well, the kid falls asleep, Charlie, and I start looking around for a different movie. He goes up to go to official bed. Nobody 2 is sitting right there. And I start watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time. And then I got to a point where I think you and Liberella got, and maybe just you with Jonathan Wick.
The John Wickersons.
And maybe The Matrix, where it's like, okay, how many times can you
Right.
How many times can you walk into a
How many times can you get kicked
like
through a glass
there's a
window?
point where he walks back into a warehouse that there's at least 6 or 7 bad guys with machine guns in there.
Right.
And he walks in and you see gun, and it's well shot. It's you can tell the director was really proud of himself because Bob Odenkirk, and I can't remember his name in the movie, so I'm just going to call him Bob. Pulls up in his SUV.
B.O.
He hears stuff going down. He's like, screw this. And then he comes back and he gets out and he walks in, and the camera never follows him. So it's just an outside shot with his SUV, and you hear all the commotion. You hear guns fire.
There's a ruckus.
You see bullet like holes in the coming out of the building, and you can tell through the sound design that he's working his way through all these guys. And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, it's kind of cool that he's taken on 7 guys with machine guns barehanded, because he walked in barehanded.
Right.
But on the other hand, how many times is he going to do this? He gets into a fight with guys on a boat. They're all armed. He's not armed. Spoiler, he takes them all out.
Right.
It gets crazier and crazier until the end. And by the way, Colin Hanks is in this movie, which blew my mind.
Tommy Hanks is
and
little boy.
Sharon Stone. So Sharon Stone
What?
plays.
She hasn't been in a movie in forever.
She plays the lead villain.
Because she's like 97.
I know. She plays the main villain.
Okay.
And she's trying to be like a Gus. Like the head, whatever.
Right.
But she's also kind of crazy. And I'm sorry, Sharon Stone. I mean, I don't dislike Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
And when she popped up in the first few scenes, I'm like, oh, it's Sharon Stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
After I looked up on IMDb to make sure she's still alive and it actually is her. He was like, yeah, that's her. Okay. This is going to be kind of cool. And then it got to the point where every time she was on the screen, I'm like, did anybody, when you read that line, did anybody?
Was Annette Bening not available?
I'm going to get you now. I'm like, okay.
It's like,
I was like, are you like, I don't, if I didn't know, if I was only watching her performance, I would think they're going for a B movie feel. But then Bob Odenkirk is knocking it out of the park. And the other, Christopher Lloyd, is knocking it out of the park.
Christopher Lloyd's in?
Yeah, he's the grandpa. Yeah, he's awesome. And he has some awesome scenes, if I remember right, in the first one.
Okay.
But it got so weird, and I'll just say it bad, that I started to question whether I really liked the first Nobody.
Right.
Like I stepped away from the first Nobody thinking, that's awesome. I'm going to tell Darren about it. He's going to love this.
Yeah.
It's basically John Wick, but it's Bob Odenkirk.
Right.
And he's throwing some humor in there.
Right.
But then, I mean, it was like at the 1/3 to 1/2 mark in Nobody 2, I'm like, I don't know if I really... Now I want to watch the first one again to see if I really liked it.
Yes. So my sequel that was so horrible, it made me question why I watched the original, is The Croods. It's an animated motion picture with Emma.
There was a sequel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it right now. I think it's Nicolas Cage's best movie. He is the father in The Croods.
Yeah.
They have to live in darkness.
Yeah.
They're only allowed a little bit of time to go outside of the cave to find food. And his job is to keep his family safe. And he is amazing in this.
Yeah.
Emma Stone is Eep, the daughter, and she is just endlessly entertaining.
Yeah.
We watched The Croods God knows how many times. Over and over. This is when, when the kids were little.
Kids will latch onto a movie that you watch over and over.
And we would buy it on DVD and every Friday night, and we watched it. We've watched it a dozen. Maybe
that was Cars for us. With Andrew was all over the Cars.
Yeah. This is COVID happens. Okay. And then we got a break with COVID, and we were able to go to the movie theater again. The movie theater opened back up.
Okay.
And so we're like, oh, Croods 2 comes out.
Right
we
there.
went to see Croods 2, despised it, hated it. It was.
Did we go with you?
No, we went to see Angry Birds 2 with you
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
That one almost killed me.
I know. But the Croods 2 had none of the heart. It was just ridiculous. It was stupid. it was so bad. And we all walked out of that theater going, what the hell is wrong with them?
My question is, what the hell?
It's almost like a completely different set of people.
Yeah.
People put the movie together with the people of the thing. God, what is wrong with you, right? We just hated ourselves because we were speaking so illy, so poorly of this movie that the original we cherished.
It tainted the original for you a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, it did. It did. And so recently, over the past 5 or 6 months, we have started going back and reminiscing and watching some of the classics that we used to watch over and over again. Finding Nemo, Cars, the original Shrek, Megamind. Oh my God, we've watched Megamind more times than I can possibly fathom. Yeah. But we went back and watched The Croods again. The original Croods is still a fantastic movie, but I can't watch it now without thinking of how bad they screwed it up with the sequel.
Yeah.
It left a taste in my mouth.
You got to be careful with your sequels.
I know, right?
I mean,
don't just make one all willy-nilly, right? If you're going to make a sequel, because Toy Story 2, okay, when they made Toy Story 2, this was when Disney was famous for slapping out sequels that would go straight to video, straight to home video, and parents would buy them and they would make a lot of money. And they made Toy Story 2 and it was going to be that straight to video. They're looking at this going, this movie's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, are we really going to waste this great movie on a straight to home video?
Yeah.
So they released it in theaters and the rest is history. Yeah.
Part of, because I'm really struggling to understand this myself. Part of the allure of what makes the first Nobody really good is that Bob Odenkirk is a badass and you don't really know why.
Right.
You don't really know what's going on. You just know that every once in a while something happens and he goes Jason Bourne.
Wasn't he just like a regular guy and then decided to stop being bullied around and went and like
No. He's like a professional.
I thought he had I'm tired of getting my ass kicked and I'm going to.
Are you thinking of Falling Down?
No, Michael, but I do like Falling Down.
I do need to rewatch it because I may be misremembering some things.
Robert Duvall is in that movie. And, Michael Douglas. Yeah.
My memory is that you're like you slowly find out that he's a member of some elite group, kind of like John Wick is with the assassins. But the thing that the John Wick movies do well that nobody didn't really do, they ratchet things up. Like like the first one, he's going after the people that killed his dog and stole his car.
Right.
And then the second one, he gets drugged. It's a little bit on the nose. He gets drugged back into it. But now he kills somebody on sacred grounds. So you get more into the secret society thing. The third one, the world wants to kill him. And the fourth one, Thor wants to kill him. With Nobody 2,
even Ryan Gosling wants to kill him.
By the end of Nobody, you're like, oh, this is really cool thing they got going on. Nobody 2 is like, okay, you guys know everything about Bob,
right? Because he went on vacation, right?
Yeah, he goes on vacation. Yeah. So we're just going to find situations that we can put a guy like that in and just keep ratcheting them further and further up, make the fireballs and explosions bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right. Well, I'm going to watch Nobody because Jacob wants to watch
good.
Nobody.
It is. You will enjoy it.
Okay, we'll definitely do that.
Darren?
All right. At the beginning of the show, I mentioned that I want to talk about some TikTok trends that I do not understand how they are so popular.
Everyone who knows me knows I love TikTok. I'm always ticking and talking, or as my doctor calls it, stroking out.
TikTok, I don't begin to understand it. I mean, I know that if you watch a video of people putting bananas in a blender, then that will fall into your algorithm. I also understand that you don't have to do anything and eventually a video about pandas falling out of trees, because I've famously talked about it on this podcast. I wasn't searching for pandas falling out of trees, and that video just showed up on my TikTok one day. There are 3 trends on TikTok that I don't understand how they are so popular, and the first one is Shoop. The shoop trend.
Shoop. That thing.
Yes. So the shoop trend is there's a girl, like a high school girl, right? She's young, and her mom is in the background lip syncing the lyrics to shoop. Okay. And if I've seen this once, I've probably seen it a dozen times. And there's the mom going, you're packed and you're stacked, especially in the back. Brother, want to thank your mother for a butt like that. Can I get some fries with that shake booty? Whatever. The daughter is acting embarrassed and like, oh my God, I can't believe my mom's doing this. And the mom's shaking her butt and acting all street or whatever. And so I want to know, one, who was the first person to do this? Because all it takes is one, and then it spreads like wildfire. Yeah. And I think people on TikTok should get there should be like a stamp, a bug, something that they put in the lower right-hand corner of the thing. This was the first. Yeah. This was the OG. This was the original.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So there's shoop. Then there is the jumping into vacation. There are the people, and it's usually girls, and they're wearing sweatpants, like 5X size sweatpants. They're in the airport. They run and they jump over the camera. Then next thing you know, they've landed at the beach and they're in their bikini, right? And it's always to Elvis, Burning Love. Okay. I don't know how many times this keeps popping up on my algorithm. My favorite one was there was the parents and the kids, and the mom jumps over the camera, and then she's in her bikini. The father runs and jumps over the camera, and he's in his swim trunks, and then they wave goodbye at the kids because the kids are staying at grandma and grandpa's house.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're like, screw you. You're not going to the beach with me. So they did it originally. But yes, again, I want to see like the little bug, the little we did it first stamp in the lower right-hand corner. The weirdest one that has no right to be successful is Devo Whip It. Now, I sent this to you and Jim Boyce. Steve Devo, the keyboard player for Devo, was talking about how he's so excited that 50 years after the song was released, it's become a viral sensation on the TikTok, but it's da 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 da. So it's two girls, and they're standing, and they're both facing the left, and it's da 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 da. And then a girl acts like she's smacking her friend on the butt, and then they turn around, and then the other girl acts like she's smacking the other girl on the butt, and then it stops. Somebody started it, and hundreds of people have duplicated it. Okay, I don't know why somebody did that to begin with.
Yeah.
And I have no idea why hundreds of people are like, I'm doing that. Hell, honey, get the camera. We're going to do that whip it thing. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I keep getting the people that fart in public. And Peanut. I've discovered Peanut. Peanut's my favorite.
Is it the guy's like, I'm touching cotton? Okay. Yes. I love the guy who... this is what we trained for. People at TikTok, if you're listening, if you're the first person to release that video, you need to have a little stamp on the video.
I have a complaint.
Okay.
And I know Bess listens, so she knew that this story was going to be on the podcast. So I was making a pizza for me. Okay. I can eat a full pizza myself. I have experience doing that. Right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Especially one of those DiGiorno's with the cheese in the crust. You better watch out.
It's not delivery. So it's DiGiorno.
Right. So we had one of those, every once in a while we have a every man for themselves dinner night. Yeah, dad's not cooking, mom's not cooking.
We've done that before,
you guys can figure it out.
Cereal, waffles,
Andrew's got a car and a bank account, and Chipotle's right down the road.
Yep.
I mean, we do have to make something for Charlie. We don't want to get arrested. But for the most part, it's everybody does their own thing. So I announced that I'm making a pizza, and I say, for me. And I put it in the oven, and it's got to be in there for about 18 minutes. Andrew comes home. He says, "What's for dinner?" And I said, "Nothing." And then Bess says,
Dad's
making a pizza. You can have some of that. And I said, whoa. Excuse me. That's my pizza from a number of different vantage points.
Right.
I drove to the store
Right.
and purchased that pizza. I ran it through the scanner. I carried it to the car. I drove it home. I carried it from the car put it into the freezer.
Yep.
And then I took it from the freezer, put it in the oven, and I announced my intention to eat that pizza. That is my pizza.
Right.
To which the response was,
You called dibs.
the response was, well, you're not going to eat a whole pizza, are you? And I said, I might. I might eat a whole pizza. I might eat half the pizza and throw the other half away. I might eat half the pizza and save the other half for tomorrow. What I'm not planning on doing is giving my half or any half of this pizza to anyone else. It is my pizza that I made. You can't give away my pizza. And she said, that's groceries for the whole family. I was like, no. No.
No, God, please, no.
That's my pizza.
Right.
I'm not going to sit around on the couch and wait for you to start making something and then call down Charlie and say, hey, you can have some of whatever mom's making over there. And then the whole family looked at me like I'm the bad guy.
Right.
Like, just because one of the adults is cooking, that means the kids can have some. No. This is 2026 up in here. These kids are actually, Andrew is literally an adult. And Charlie might as well be. He's 12 going on 20.
He runs the house.
He runs the house.
So, I mean,
am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, it was my pizza.
Okay, and I'm so glad you brought this up because for the past 2 weeks, I've wanted to talk about this, but I haven't because I don't want to embarrass Jacob.
Because you have some self-respect. And you let me tear into it.
Well, I've mentioned that, we have to have the equal Pop-Tart rule and the equal waffle rule and the equal leftover pizza rule.
Protected by the Geneva Convention.
Yes. If we make biscuits, there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
That's 2 each.
Right.
Okay. Because there's 8 in a pack. So we've been fighting over the Spam. I will buy a can of Spam. For the longest time. I was the only person in the house who liked Spam. And I was thrilled with that because I could buy a can of Spam. I could cut it. And then I could make little fried Spam sandwiches
as much as you want.
3 or 4 days out of the week. That was my food rationing or whatever you call it. Meal planning. That was my meal prep.
That's how I got onto Peeps. Nobody else wanted the Peeps. They're mine. They come in the house, they're mine.
So Jacob he tried it one day and liked it and started eating the Spam. So I would cut open the Spam and you could usually cut it into 9 or 10 slices. I would eat 3 on a sandwich. Next thing I know, the rest of it's gone.
Yeah.
The rest of it is gone. And I said, Jacob, dude, you ate the rest of the Spam. It's like, I will share it with you, but you have to halvesies it with me. And so we kept going back and forth with that. And I was at Costco and I finally just bought a big ass 10 cans?
Whoa. You can get Spam at Costco?
Yeah, you can get 8 cans of Spam in one case. Okay. 8 individual cans wrapped up in one big container of Spam. And I thought, okay, here we go. And now I won't run out because when I'm craving it and then Jacob's eating all of it, it's starting to sound like Lewis Black. So I came in one day and I noticed that we're missing 3 cans of Spam. And how many pieces did I have? 3 slices. So I had a little bit out of 1 can and he had eaten 2.5 plus cans of Spam. So what did I do? I hid the Spam.
Is your right.
I hid it in the bedroom.
Okay.
I hid it from him. And then Jacob will get up in the morning and do his own thing and then meander back on into his room. And then I heard, Mom, Dad. And then Libby's like, Darren. I'm like, what? She's like, did you hide the Spam? I said, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I hid the Spam.
Yes.
Because I want some.
Yeah.
Because it's
You're
mine.
a grown man in your own house hiding Spam.
It's mine.
Yeah. You should be able to put the Spam out in the middle of the island in the kitchen with a sign on it that says, I dare a bitch. Right?
Yes.
You should.
Yes.
Maybe a little note that says, go ahead, I would dare you to take it.
For Jake was 21 years old. For 21 years, I have fed him.
Yeah. The pizza that I got, I'm sorry to go back to my...
No.
I bought a Supreme...
This is the selfish portion of the podcast.
I brought a Supreme pizza because everybody bitches about Supreme pizzas. I like, nobody's going to want this.
Yeah.
So I made that.
Yeah.
And I did buy another pizza, a decoy pizza. If they really wanted pizza, I do. Everything I buy is I buy a decoy of it. If I want a pizza, I buy 3 pizzas.
You and I share the same brain.
You have to.
Because when on Friday nights, we would always order our pizza from Marco's. Okay, we order the same pizza every Friday night. We've done it for years. We have ordered so many pizzas at Marco's that 3 of the adults there have put their kids through college because of us.
Yeah.
And now on Friday night, Mom comes over. So there's 8 pieces of pizza and there's 5 of us. So you can't split that evenly. No. So I've ordered a large of what we always get and then a small Hawaiian chicken. And for the longest time, I was the only person who liked Hawaiian chicken. Well, now Jacob and Cameron want to eat the Hawaiian chicken too. I'm like, can't I have anything that just me likes?
Yeah, I got a whole laundry list of stuff that everybody in this family hates that I get to buy for myself. And then they get a taste for it.
Damn you kids.
Time now for the end to a story that we can't tell. And then she was like, not salmon, I said semen. This has been the end to a story that we can't tell. Back to you guys in the studio.
I meant to tell the story a few weeks ago. Libby and I went on our 24th wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 24 wonderful years together. We went to Hocking Hills. We got a little
bungalow
vacation rental by owner of Verbo. Nice place. It's really nice.
It's like a little cabin thing there?
It's sort of, but it's
with the hot tub.
It did have a hot tub.
So I think.
Oh my God, we loved going out into the. It's like it's cold, and then you're sitting in the hot tub. Oh man, so it was great, and we were having a good time. And when we got there, we stopped at this little restaurant and ate. And inside the restaurant, there was a gift shop, and so we're looking around the gift shop. And this is one of those. You probably would have done the same thing to Bess. I found this candle. And I texted you a picture of the candle. It said, "Smell my nuts." And I said, "Hey, honey, do we need a smell my nuts candle?"
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to embarrass her, but she's like, no, I don't really want to smell your nuts right now. I'm like, okay, thanks.
All right,
So, but we had that, and the weather was perfect for hiking. We went on 2 hikes, and we had a little picnic. So we're going on this beautiful hike, and we packed sandwiches and some drinks and some cookies, and we're sitting there on this log, and we're just talking. We're having a really good time, having a great time, enjoying our picnic, and I'm drinking this Sprite, and the Sprite snuck up on me, and next thing you know, I let out this gigantic belch.
Yeah.
People are always saying nothing burps like Dr. Pepper. This Sprite was laced with Dr. Pepper potency, and the next thing you know, I let this belch, this burp of inhumane power go, and
knocked the fur off the deer.
We were completely alone. Before I burped. And then as soon as I burped,
brought the woodland creatures in?
No, I laughed, and this dog walks past me, and then the owner of the dog, and he was not amused.
The dog looks at you and says, "How dare you, sir?"
Well, the dog looked at me like, "What the is that?" And the owner...
He let out a mating call.
The owner, I think, was... his feelings got hurt. He looked at me like, "How dare you?" Like one of those women in the 1950s. Like, well, I've never...
if a whale can in the ocean, you can burp in the woods.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, I didn't mean to, but it snuck up on me. And man, but a guy. I thought that was the universal rule that guys love to burp and they love to fart.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
See, I thought that he would have that was worthy of a stranger giving you a fist bump.
Yeah.
Or a chest bump.
Well, see, you mentioned TikTok earlier.
Yeah.
I found a TikTok and I saved the video and told Bess I saved it, in which she was concerned about. Mm-hmm. Somebody had put together the perfect recipe for a tincture or a potion that you drink, and it gives you multiple, long-lasting, loud, and smelly farts
For
hours. It could.
Isn't that just called chili?
Well, it had bean juice. It had all this stuff. It was absolutely disgusting, like hot sauce, all this stuff. I mean, the guy mixed it, and then his grandma came by and just drank it, and she started just letting fly.
See, I don't do that.
I
really don't do that.
But I told Bess one of these days I'm going to get all those ingredients. And so if you see an empty can of beans, hot sauce, all these things, I'm just gonna be all dad about it. I'll mix it up, drink it early on Saturday, and wake up the neighborhood.
Hey, kids. Time to get up.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, the podcast with Zing.
I don't know how this happened. Libby and I were watching a show last night, and it comes on. There was a narrator, right? And this is the show that we've watched before that henceforth or heretofore had never had a narrator. And it says 20th Century Fox.
Oh.
And then it says, a man walks across the water. He picks up a hammer. He looks to the right. He looks to the left. I'm like, why is he saying...
There's sound like Nick Offerman. Was it Nick Offerman?
He sounded like Nick Offerman.
After I've had too much whiskey, I cook myself a large flank steak, pan-fried in salted butter. I eat that, put on a pair of wet socks, and go to sleep.
But he was describing what the person was doing. And I'm like, it's kind of like a nature documentary. Like closed captioning.
Okay.
But for the blind.
Okay.
He's describing, I'm like, why is he, I can see what's going on. I can see there's the 20th Century Fox logo. I'm trying to turn it off. I'm on my Google and I'm going through. It's like, okay, you go under settings and you find, okay, click. Yeah. Okay. You turn that off. That's already off.
Yeah.
Why is that? How? Okay. I can't turn something off that's already off.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I start jacking and monkeying with it some more, and I turned on another voice. The second voice is this weird lady, and she's this video, audio, settings, volume, color. I'm like, no. And Libby's like, what are you doing? I'm
Shamil, Shamazo, House of Pepper Incorporated.
I'm like, I don't know. And every time I push this weird chick, and then the TV started making sounds like there's...
Oh my God, this is Poltergeist.
Yeah, like there's crickets inside the TV.
Oh, jeez.
I turned it off. I turned it back on. I unplugged the Roku box and plugged that in. None of that's working.
Just walk towards the light. At that point, there's nothing more you can do.
Just throw the TV away. No, finally, what Google was telling me to do was to turn off audio description, but what we needed to turn off was called screen read.
Oh.
So, and Libby, who's the smart one. Libby's the smart one. She's the funny one. She's the pretty one. Okay, she's the one who knows how to get done. Libby's like, here. And so she starts monkeying with it. And we turned off screen read. And then we were able to watch our TV show. Because that's all we want to do at the end of the night. I've worked hard all day. Libby works harder than I do. But still, we're tired. We've done the dishes. We want to watch a show. And we don't want some guy describing. Well, I have no idea how it got turned on. Because like if it's this freaking impossible to turn it off, how did it get turned on?
And you tech nerd keyboard warriors, calm down. Hold on.
Right.
Hold up.
Right.
Me, I like to consider myself a relative tech nerd.
Right.
I won't have a computer in my house if I haven't built it. Damn it. It's not going to be in here.
By God.
I do all kinds of technical fun stuff. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you that the TV we have upstairs is a Samsung. The one in our living room is a Samsung.
Yeah, ours is too.
The one right back here is a Samsung. Samsung make the best monitors and TVs. I don't care who you are. Okay. They do. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
But they're both Samsung. The one upstairs has, the auto motion, the soap opera thing.
Oh, I hate when that's turned on. It looks like you're watching home video when it's shot on film. I still don't understand
If I could turn that off before I ever plug in a TV for the first time, I would do it. Mm-hmm. I had that feature off of this bad boy back here within 20 seconds of opening it from the box, right?
Yeah.
The one upstairs, it took me multiple years to figure it, because I would get to the point where I would turn it off and the next time we turn on the TV it would be back on.
Yes.
And I couldn't figure it out, and I finally just said, the hell with it, we're just going to watch all our movies down here, because Dad's not watching a movie like that. I can't watch a movie with that soap opera effect.
I can't either. It drives me insane.
We've had that TV I think
does
for
it
about
still do it?
7 or 8 years. No, I figured it out about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It was another setting hidden like 3 or 4 menus deep. And I remembered this. I thought of this
supposed to be
when you
this
mentioned when you mentioned screen read
Yeah.
versus some other thing, because I was accessibility or whatever the hell.
Right.
They'll change the name of it.
Accessibility.
Yeah. It was like that. It wasn't it was called auto motion. This TV back behind us, it calls it auto motion. That TV up there has an auto motion setting, but that's not what it calls that thing.
Yeah.
It was something else in another menu, like under the sound or Gremlins menu or whatever the hell. I was just bored sitting up there around with it. And I was like, oh, it looks like a normal TV now.
Uh-huh.
Well, and here's my point. Here's my point.
Yeah.
I see people, because I've talked about the Reddit, I've seen people like ask technical questions and they'll be like, okay, boomer, just do this thing over here, do that.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. There comes a point, even a tech nerd like me, you just don't have time for it.
Right.
I got 2 kids. I got 2 dogs. One of the dogs is differently abled. Got a job. I've got this damn podcast.
Fries.
You know, at the end of the night when the podcast is over, I got like maybe a half hour of time to myself before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend 20 minutes of that researching how to fix an auto motion thing on a TV.
Right.
You get to a point where it's just like, I guess everything's going to look like Days of Our Lives on this TV for the end of time because I don't have time to mess with it.
We were at Mom's house watching a movie over there, and it was I don't remember the name of the movie, but Chris Hemsworth and Tom Holland were both in it, which I'm like, and I think this is before they were in Marvel movies.
Okay.
A Ron Howard movie, and it's based on the story of the people on the boat who were looking for Moby Dick.
Okay.
The movie is green. Okay.
Yeah.
And I am sitting there the whole time and nobody else is noticing or complaining, or if they're noticing, they're not saying anything about it. But I'm like, Mom's got to get a new TV because this movie is green.
Yeah.
And I got her remote and I'm going in there, I'm jacking with everything. I'm trying to fix the auto motion and the accessibility. And I'm looking at the tint and everything.
Green, the Grinch setting.
Yeah. I'm trying to de-Hulk the TV. And I went on Google and after like 20 minutes of screwing around with this, I'm like, is this movie green? And Google says, yes, it was shot green. And people have complained about why. I'm like, why would the movie be green?
At least back in the day, Walter Cronkite would come on there and tell us not to adjust our television sets. Right? You remember that?
Yes.
He was like, don't adjust your television. The red tint
and that's the way it is.
That's what we need.
It
could be Conan.
Oh, we need
Conan
Walter
would be
Cronkite now
perfect for
more
that.
than ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, don't mess with your TV. Welcome to Dementia Hour with Mike and Darren.
Yeah.
This is what happened to this show. As we get further and further along, it's gonna be we're gonna revert back to the first episode where we're like, what the hell are we talking about? Who are you? Bess, who is this old man in the basement?
Well, I don't remember what I was going to say, so let's wrap this up. We appreciate you listening. We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. And by the way, if you downloaded Leonardo DiCaprio's mustache last week, thank you so much. That the critics are raving about that episode. And I've heard, I can't prove that this is true, but I have heard that Leonardo DiCaprio himself downloaded that episode.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know that he's listened to it, but if he does, he's going to like it. Yeah.
And
so
then
anyway.
sick the lawyers on us.
We hope to see you guys next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Rankin Bass production. Copyright 1977.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Did you see the SNL of Ryan Gosling asking them to kiss the poozy?
No.
Darren really hasn't done anything.
I haven't
wrong.
done it. I've been on my perfect,
He's been very nice.
absolute best behavior since I got here.
But I'm just ready to go.
Michael Keaton is Batman. He doesn't get second billing in his own movie.
So
I'll stop bitching.
I was heading somewhere else.
The Batman.
Lost it. I lost the plot.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to cut that down.
I'm sorry. I screwed you up. Do you want me to cut out all the Batman stuff, Mike?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Hello.
No, just let's put this end cap on it.
He wasn't in the cock-a-doodle car.
If I remember right, now somebody's gonna fact check me. This is just coming off the poozy here. But, he looks nothing like Colin
He
Farrell.
was in
so
the Banshees of Inisherin.
I don't even start the
The
conversation.
guy who likes to keep his donkey in the house.
And ain't nobody watch a movie with me.
Ain't nobody.
And that's the way it is. Good night.
What do you think I say when I go to the feed store in town? Oh, now, Wally, give me a bag of that effing pig feed and 10 pounds that bitchly cow corn. And in the bank, do I tell Mrs. Bollinger, oh, here's one big bastard of a check. Give me some of your Christing money? There, look there. See what you made me do?
Recording stopped.